Here we go.
All right.
Wild time. Ho ho. Yeah.
Let's go. Mini game.
Okie dokie. Oh.
Start.
Yeah. Yeah. Yo. Yeah. Yo. Yeah. 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 Yo. Yeah. Yo. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Winner. New turn.
All right.
Wild time. Ho ho. Yeah.
Let's go. mini game. That'll do. Woo! Mini game.
Okie dokie.
Start. Oh. Finish. Oh. That'll do. New turn. Jamboree.
All right.
Wario time. Oh yeah. Oh no.
Let's go. Wow! Oh, amazing! You got a star. Woo! Oh, nice! Bonus minigame.
Okie dokie.
Start. Whoa! Yeah!
New turn.
Here we go!
All right.
Wario time. Yeah. Ho ho.
Let's go! Nice!
Mini game.
Okie dokie.
Start. Round 1.
Yeah, baby. Whee!
Round 2.
Let's play.
Amazing!
Final round.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. Yeah. Yo. Whee!
Finish. Winner.